Are you on the hamster wheel of life? Here's how I jumped off. Our conscious mind and our subconscious mind do constant battle. It's like a David and Goliath film. David, of course, being the conscious mind, and Goliath, the subconscious. Now, I'm not a neuroscientist, nor a neurosurgeon, or a psychologist. I'm purely and simply just a blue-collar guy that literally had my face marred by the dust, the sweat, the blood that Teddy Roosevelt talks about in his Citizenship of Republic speech he gave in Paris back in, the early 1900s. I'm in the arena and I'm talking to you from that perspective. The things that I've learned, the things that I've done. We have a conscious and a subconscious part of our mind. The conscious is where we think and dream and set intentions and big goals, and we want to accomplish everything. The subconscious is like a file cabinet, right? File cabinet, the subconscious takes notes on every experience we've ever had. And it writes those notes down. It takes the notes, it sticks it in a folder, and puts this in a file cabinet. The subconscious wants us to survive, so it's always referencing that file cabinet. The subconscious, though, also wants to look and create what we program it to look and create for by those files. So when the conscious wants something that conflicts with what the subconscious perceives, then you have neurochaos. They're fighting back and forth. This is the chit-chatter in your mind. And when your mind experiences this, it defaults to the comfort that you know, and it's life as usual. And that's how that hamster wheel works. Depending upon what study you look at, the subconscious drives anywhere from 95 to 99% of our decisions. That's an insane number. Our conscious mind's not in control. Our conscious mind is the part that sets the intention, that dreams, that creates the goals, but the subconscious is really the one in control. So let's get into the weeds here. After I became aware of neurochaos, I pushed back against it. Now when I feel that chaos creeping in, I can punch back, and I use a tool called ABOT. Awareness, breath, objective, and take action. ABOT. Awareness. I would pay attention to how I was feeling when I was thinking what I was thinking and what behaviors led me to this point. I became aware of the environment and my emotions. I realized that I was going down the path I didn't want to go down. So I'd move into B, breathing. I would start to breathe. Those thoughts, those beliefs, that chit-chat, that chaos I was experiencing in my mind, it was my subconscious activating my sympathetic nervous system. That's the part of your nervous system that activates during stress and fight and flight. Doing breath work is how I controlled my response. That's the key. I want to respond. I don't want to react. Reactions come from emotions. It comes from the amygdala. It comes from survival. It comes from scarcity. Responses are more logical. My prefrontal cortex, my consciousness is waking up. Breath work allows me to deactivate the sympathetic nervous system and activate my parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is where we want to be. That's rest and digest. We become calm. We can respond to the stimuli around us. Respond, not react to the stimuli around us. We can start asking questions and seeking out clarification and more information so that we can make a better decision, a more accurate decision. There are two types of breath work I rely on most. The first was taught to me by Andrew Huberman. He's out of Stanford. He's a wonderful guy. Listen to his podcast. Like, a lot of good things come out of his podcast. Anyway, the psychological side. It's a double inhale followed by a slow exhale through the mouth. like you're blowing out through a straw. So it looks like this. Double inhale. Exhale. Now, Huberman suggests 2. I like doing 3. You have to experiment and see what works best for you. I also have found success in box breathing. Box breathing is you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, out for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. And repeat that. And I'll do as many sets as I need to feel aligned, to feel that calmness come over me, to feel back in the game. For me, it tends to be 3 to 5 sets. But everyone's different, so experiment. The O of ABOT. The O is for objective. I want you to now focus, now that you're back in parasympathetic, right? Rest and digest. I want you to focus back on that idea, that intention, that goal that you had prior to the chit chat causing that chaos. And if you find that when you are in this step, you go back to that chit chat and that chaos, then I want you to switch gears and use a kind of gentler version. Remember, we want to slip past that subconscious. So use a phrase like, in the past, I used to believe this, and now I'm learning how to feel more aligned, feel smart enough. I'm learning how to achieve my goal. And what this does is it takes your subconscious off guard. You're approaching it from a different angle. The T in ABOT. The T represents take action. Nothing happens without taking action. You can learn all this shit, but if you don't take action, nothing happens. The best things in my life came from when I was taking action. I accepted the appointment to the NYPD. I later accepted an appointment to the FDNY. I proposed to my wife. I blew up my retirement account and purchased a multifamily property. All scary things in the moment, but taking action is how I achieved those things. You have to take action. Now, those are all pretty big actions that really did set off that neuro chaos. But in this step of ABOT, I want you to start to build momentum. Remember, we're looking to slide one past the goalie being the subconscious. We're looking to rewrite that file, right? So choose an action that seems so simple it feels ridiculous, because your subconscious won't even pick up on it. You'll be starting to write the new file for your subconscious to reference, and your subconscious won't even realize it. So what's one simple, easy action you can take right now in the moment? Go out there and take that action. Being stuck, feeling like you can't get off the proverbial hamster wheel, that's your subconscious reading from old files. To rewrite those files, we have to bypass the gatekeeper of our subconscious. And we have to plant that seed. Slowly changing out the files the subconscious is looking at for reference. It takes time. It's hard work. But if you're willing to commit and do the work and take the actions, then you can create your success. If this blue-collar grunt can do it, so can you. It's just a matter of knowing what's going on. I never knew what was going on when I was on that hamster wheel. I always felt stuck. I always felt like I was on the hamster wheel. But I didn't understand what was going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, being this file that my subconscious was continuously referencing. Once I started rewriting these files, I started seeing improvement in myself. I started feeling improvement in myself. And once that happened, other people started seeing it. I started speaking slightly differently. I started carrying myself slightly differently. I started asking really good, engaging questions. I was carrying on good conversations. I was actually focused more on the other individual than I was on myself. I started listening. All sorts of opportunities started opening up. This is what's going on underneath the surface. This is what's happening that's keeping everybody stuck. It's what kept me stuck. It's what kept me on the hamster wheel. So try this. Try this ABOT. Go out there. Take action. Nothing happens without action. Take action. And start making very small incremental changes that will eventually build up. Remember, your subconscious has been writing these files for as long as you're alive. You can't change these files overnight. You can't just like rip them up and throw them out overnight. It just doesn't work. We have to slowly build new files that will eventually push out the old files, and that takes time. For me, I'm 53, 54. Don't even know how old I am, right? I'm 54 years old, and 53 years old, I'm sorry. 53 years old, and this has been written 53 years. How many days, months, minutes, seconds is that? I can't just expect to turn it off and reference something else. So we're going to go in there and we're going to slowly, over time, rewrite those files. Guys, we live up here in the numerator, not down in the denominator. We believe in results over excuses. Go out there today, be unstoppable! I love spending time with you guys. Reach out to me if you need anything. Have a great day.